So today we were looking to continue using equations to solve problems. And we're going to use equations to solve problems involving proportional relationships, finding missing information in proportional relationships using the constant of proportionality, and relate all parts of an equation like y equals kx to the situation it represents. We started with a quick warm-up thinking about dividing. And it says, without calculating, order the quotients of these expressions from least to greatest. And if we notice, all but the last one starts with 42 and 6/10. And the last one is 426 divided by 70. And I know when I'm dividing by a power of 10, I can just move the decimal point one place to the left. And I know it's not divided by 10, but 42 and 6/10 divided by 70 would be the same as 42 or 4 and 26/100 divided by 7. And the last one would be the same as 42 and 6/10 divided by 7. The smaller the number I divide by, the larger my answer. So now that I have all these written as 42 and 6/10 divided by 7, 7/100 is the smallest divisor, so that's going to give me the largest quotient. Then 7/10 is the next smallest number. 7 would be the next smallest, and then 70 is the biggest divisor, so it's going to give me the smallest answer. Place the decimal point in the appropriate location in the quotient 42 and 6/10 divided by 7. Well, I know 42 divided by 7 is 6. So the decimal point is going to be after the 6. Use this answer to find the quotient of one of the previous answers. Well, if dividing by 7/10 makes it bigger, it would be 60 and 8,571 10,000ths. And then the first one would be 608 and 571 thousandths. 42 and 6/10 divided by 70, well, then I'm going to move it one more place to the left. And since we said the last one is the same as 42 and 6/10 divided by 7, that's going to give me the same answer as was given below. All right, so in Iowa, collection centers pay 5 cents per bottle that is returned. So per bottle, per one bottle. So that is going to be my unit rate. How much would 30 bottles be worth? How much would 250 bottles be worth? How much would 860 bottles be worth? So I'm going to add a page here and make a table. And remember, it's 5 cents per bottle. So I'm going to have bottles and money. Now I have to make a decision. Right now it gave me money in cents, but I know eventually I'm going to use enough bottles that it's going to turn into dollars. And 5 cents written in dollars would look like this. So I'm going to use dollars instead of cents. So one bottle is 5 cents. It wants to know how much 30 bottles would be. So I'm multiplying my constant of proportionality from bottles to money is 5/100ths. So thinking about what we just did, hundredths, I'd move my decimal point 2 places to the left, but then I have to multiply by 5, and 3 times 5 is 15. So we end up with $1.50 for 30 bottles. How much would 250 bottles be worth? Another way of thinking about this, 5 cents is 5/100ths, which is 1/20th. So I could think of it as multiplying by 1/20th as well. And 250 divided by 20 is the same as 25 divided by 2, which is $12.50. 860 times 1/20th. 860 divided by 20 gives me $43. How many bottles would it take to earn $100 and $2,750? Well, now we're working backwards, which is where having that 1/20th as a fraction is helpful, because my constant of proportionality going from money to bottles, then I'm going to multiply by 20. And 100 times 20 is 2,000 bottles. And then I need to multiply 2,750 by 20. And we end up with 55,000 bottles. So we know that 1/20th, or 5 cents, means 5 cents per bottle. The 20 would mean at $1, I have 20 bottles, or 20 bottles per dollar. Write an equation that relates the number of bottles to the amount of money. So when it says it like this, to the amount of money received, we're starting with the money and we're going to the bottles. So we're relating the bottles to the money. How do I get from the money to the bottles? So from the money to the bottles is 20D equals B. If I'm going to let B be the number of bottles, and I'll let D be the money returned in dollars. So to go from money to bottles, we're doing 20D equals B. The other equation would be 1/20th B equals D. What were some helpful ways we organized information? Tables are great. Equations work as well. And then you went to your notes and tried some practice problems.